Understanding the subtle, unspoken ways women show their physical attraction to you can change everything. Most guys walk right past these signals, blind to the opportunities they're missing. But women don't come out and say, "I want you." Their desire is written in how they touch, move, and look at you. In this video, we'll break down the magnetic body language and flirtatious cues that reveal she's drawn to you on a primal level. The way she leans in closer to the way her lips linger on a smile. These signs aren't just subtle. They're seductive invitations. And don't overlook signs 5 and 6. They don't just hint at her attraction. They scream it plus. At the very end of this video, I'll reveal the one sign that almost guarantees her interest. It's subtle, it's easy to miss. But once you see it, you'll know exactly where you stand. Stick around to decode these revealing gestures. Uncover what they truly mean. And make sure you never miss an opportunity again. Sign 1, the bedroom eyes. Her gaze holds yours, and it's not the polite, fleeting look you get in small talk. This one lingers heavy-lidded. Her eyes seem to drink you in. She might blink slowly, almost deliberately. Or you'll notice her pupils slightly dilated even in normal light. That's biology kicking in. Her brain is releasing dopamine. And her body is doing everything it can to keep your attention. And there's more. Watch for the subtle flicker of her gaze. If her eyes drop momentarily to your mouth, and then climb back to meet yours, she's not just looking, she's imagining. Imagining what it would feel like if that space between you disappeared. When a woman is drawn to you sexually, she finds excuses to bridge the gap. Maybe it's brushing a speck of lint off your shoulder, or placing your hand on your forearm during a laugh. Here's the thing, those touches aren't accidental. You're calculated. She's testing the waters, gauging your reaction and sending a clear message that she's comfortable with physical closeness. Even more telling, she might let her fingertips glide a little as she pulls away. That lingering moment, barely noticeable to the untrained eye, is her body whispering what her words won't say. And it doesn't stop there. Pay attention to how often she initiates physical contact. If she's finding ways to touch you repeatedly, whether it's a playful nudge or a quick squeeze on your arm, it's a clear escalation. Every touch is like a stepping stone toward greater intimacy. Here's where things get even more revealing. Most guys overlook this one entirely, and it's a mistake you don't want to make. Sign 3, the leg cross with directionality. Now this one's subtle but powerful. Imagine you're sitting across from her. She crosses her legs and the top leg points toward you, almost like a compass. That's no coincidence when a woman is sexually attracted to a man. Her body aligns with her focus. The direction her knees and toes point can reveal who or what has her attention. But it doesn't stop there. But if she adjusts her position frequently, uncrossing, recrossing, or shifting to reveal more of her inner thigh, she's not just getting comfortable. She's inviting you to notice her legs. A classic display of femininity and attraction. And let's not forget the slight movements that can amplify this signal. She might swing her foot slowly or dangle her shoe. Pay attention. Her eyes are telling you everything. It's not just her gaze that gives her away. Watch for other micro-expressions that amplify the message. A slight raising of her eyebrows when she looks at you, the universal sign of intrigue, or the slow, almost teasing way her gaze trails over your face. Like she's studying you. These aren't casual moves. They're deliberate, even if she doesn't realize it. Sign 2, lingering physical touch. There's a difference between a friendly touch and the one that lingers just a second too long, creating a rhythmic motion designed to draw your eye. Her body is speaking in a language as old as time, seduction. Sign 4, lip emphasis. Her lips, intentionally or not, become the star of the show. She might bite them gently, wet them with a quick flick of her tongue, or even touch them with her fingers. This isn't a random nervous habit. It's a signal hardwired into our biology. The lips are one of the most central parts of the body, and highlighting them draws your eyes exactly where she wants them to go. And here's the kicker, she might not even realize she's doing it. These gestures often happen unconsciously. When a woman feels aroused, her body takes over, sending you silent cues that are impossible to fake. If you're paying attention, you'll notice her lips doing all the talking, even if her words stay innocent. But watch how her lips interact with other elements of her body language. If she pairs a lip bite with a sly smile, or if she lets her fingers graze her mouth while maintaining eye contact, that's not subtle, it's a bold move cloaked in delicacy. It's her way of saying she's thinking about intimacy, without saying a word. Sign 5, the deep. Lean and pay close attention. This is one of the strongest signals she's physically attracted to you. Personal space is a big deal. Except when she's attracted to you. If she leans in close even when she doesn't need to, that's a clear indicator. Imagine you're at a loud bar, and instead of just speaking louder, she shifts her body to bridge the gap between you. It's more than convenience. It's intimacy, but it's not just proximity. It's the way she positions herself. She might angle her shoulders toward you, let her hair fall to one side, or place a hand on the table near yours. This closeness creates an invisible bubble where it's just you and her. It's deliberate, it's magnetic, and it's her way of inviting you in, both physically and emotionally. And when she leans and pay attention to the rest of her body, are her hips subtly angling toward you? Does your posture remain open, unguarded? These are the clues that go beyond simple interest. She's letting her guard down, inviting connection on every level. Sign 6, fidgeting with jewelry or clothes near her chest. Let's start with a classic. Her hands drawing attention to her collarbone neck. Her chest if she adjusts the necklace. Smooth the fabric of her top, or even absent-mindedly touches the edge of her collar. Don't think for a second it's just about comfort. These actions are designed to highlight some of the most sensual parts of her body. Think about it, the neck and chest are intimate areas. When she exposes them more, perhaps leaning forward slightly or tilting her head back, it's a subconscious way of inviting your gaze. And if her movements are deliberate and repetitive, like playing with her pendant or lightly stroking her collarbone, it's not an accident. Her body is showcasing itself, asking for attention without words. The next time you notice this, take stock of the context. Is she doing it while looking at you, or during the low in the conversation? The answer tells you everything. Sign 7, the open posture. Closed body language, crossed arms. Hunched shoulders signals disinterest or discomfort. But when she's sexually drawn to you, her body opens up literally. Her arms will rest at her sides or lightly on the table. Her posture will straighten, chest slightly forward, and she angle herself towards you. The openness is an invitation, a way of showing trust and receptivity. She's creating a pathway both emotionally and physically. But the subtleties matter here. Watch for how she holds her space. If she's leaning back confidently, but still keeping her body angled toward you, it's a sign of control mixed with attraction. A woman signaling she's in charge of her desire and inviting you into her orbit. And if she repairs this with soft, fluid movements like lightly brushing her hair back or turning her head towards you with a slow smile, the message is undeniable. Sign 8, exposing the inner thighs. Here's one that most men completely miss. When a woman sits in a way that reveals the inner part of her thighs, whether through crossed legs that shift slightly apart or a deliberate change in position, it's a powerful sign of attraction. The inner thighs are a deeply sensual zone, and exposing them isn't casual. It's her body's way of sending a primal message, inviting attention without needing to speak. If she angles her legs towards you and shifts subtly, To make sure you notice the signal becomes even stronger, pay attention to how often she adjusts her position. Is it frequent and does it seem unnecessary? That's not restlessness, it's a deliberate act. And if she pairs it with glances, smiles, or playful touches, it's a clear green light. Sign 9, the neck display. There's something about the neck, a place of vulnerability and sensuality. When a woman tilts her head to the side, exposing the soft curve of her neck, she's signaling both trust and attraction. It's one of the oldest, most primal displays of interest rooted in our evolutionary instincts. But it's not just about tilting her head. She might lightly touch or graze her neck, run her fingers along her throat, or play with her hair in a way that sweeps it to one side. These actions draw attention to an area associated with intimacy and softness, and don't underestimate the power of context here. If she's laughing softly, tilting her head and touching her neck, all while looking at you, that's not just friendliness. It's a cue to lean in literally and figuratively. And here we are, the one sign that almost guarantees her interest. It's subtle, but once you see it, you'll know exactly where she stands. Sign 10, heavy breathing or chest emphasis. This one is physical and impossible to fake. When a woman is genuinely aroused, her breathing changes, it becomes slower, deeper, and more noticeable. You might see her chest rise and fall more dramatically, especially if she's laughing or in close proximity to you. Sometimes it's paired with subtle movements to draw your eye. She might arch her back slightly, accentuating her chest, or adjust her top in a way that highlights her figure. These aren't random gestures. They're subconscious ways of saying, "Look at me," but here's the most telling part. The shift in breathing often happens in response to your presence. If she wasn't breathing this way when she first walked in, but is now that you're close, that's not a coincidence. Her body is reacting to the chemistry in the room. Now you've seen the signs that reveal her physical attraction. Don't let these moments go unnoticed. Spotting them can change everything. If this video gave you clarity, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to know these cues. And make sure to subscribe for more game-changing insights into understanding women and attraction.